What's going on, Aurora Alliance, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront related video. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about what could possibly happen to Star Wars Battlefront next year, because as everyone knows at the moment, Star Wars Battlefront has kind of died down a bit because of the release of the Death Star DLC. Every single time after a DLC releases, the game tends to go quite stale, news dries up, and not much information about future Star Wars Battlefront content or Star Wars games is released. About a week ago we got a post on the EA Star Wars Battlefront website about what is going to be happening through the end of this year into next year, and then obviously through next year until the release of EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2. They said, "We will also continue to support Star Wars Battlefront with more in-game events and giveaways, from free trial weekends to double score events and more. There's always something going on in the world of Star Wars Battlefront. In fact, we're kicking off a 4-time score event, as well as free trials of Outer Rim, Bespin and Death Star for all players. Both events run from November 18th through to November 20th. Be sure to keep an eye on our live events page to see what else is coming up in the game." Now if you head on over to their live events calendar, there hasn't really been anything updated. The last thing that was put on there was about Friday, September 23rd to Sunday, September 25th, which was the Death Star double score weekend, which I think came around the release of the Death Star for Season Pass holders and then for non-Season Pass holders. And then after that, it kind of died down. Like I said, there wasn't really much news or anything really released in recent days or weeks about anything that's going to be happening next year or even in the Rogue One DLC. Now, I imagine next month we're probably going to start getting Rogue One Scarif DLC details, because Rogue One Scarif is literally about a month, 2 months away max, because it will be coming out around the time the film does in cinemas, and that is about mid-December. So like I said, next month we can probably expect Rogue One DLC details, and then in December we will get the Rogue One DLC pack, and then in January non-season pass holders will be getting the Rogue One DLC pack as well. After that, I'm not really sure what's going to happen to Star Wars Battlefront. I don't know whether they're going to keep releasing free star cards, free maps, free updates. I'm hoping that they're going to do something with Skirmish and not leave it the way it is with only Walker Assault and Fighter Squadron, the 2 playable modes in Skirmish. I'd like to see all DLC packs eventually added to Skirmish, so that if someone who has the Season Pass doesn't have particularly good internet, or their internet goes down for a certain period of time, they can still play all of the Star Wars Battlefront Season Pass content as well as all of the game modes. I would like to see more game modes added as we go through into next year and all through next year, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I know Battlefield 4, which is another EA DICE game, got a lot of free maps throughout the lifetime of the actual game. So I'm hoping Star Wars Battlefront is going to be getting free maps all through next year to keep the game alive, because it's going to probably die down if they don't do anything to it in 2017. Then I imagine once we get about halfway through 2017, we're probably going to start getting details on EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now if you don't know about EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2, it is going to be about the new films, which I expect it to be about the new trilogy. So we can expect to see Kylo Ren, Captain Phasma, Rey, Poe, Finn, everyone from the new Star Wars trilogy coming into EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now I know a lot of people aren't going to like that, and a lot of people do want to see Star Wars Battlefront The Clone Wars, which would be awesome to see because there's so much content that could be put into that game. It's as if that whole Clone Wars era was basically suited for Star Wars Battlefront, to be honest with you, but that hasn't been announced. There has been no mention of a Clone Wars related Star Wars Battlefront yet. It would be cool to see EA's Star Wars Battlefront 3, The Clone Wars, where we get everybody that we've always wanted on all of the maps that we've wanted. It would just be absolutely amazing, so I do hope that happens at some point, but EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to be based around the new movies. But what happens between the Rogue One Scarif DLC and EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2, I've got absolutely no idea. But like the website says, they are going to continue to support the game with double score weekends and free trials of all of the Season Pass packs for non-Season Pass holders. Which is pretty cool, because maybe it'll get more people to play the game eventually once the prices of the DLC packs go down, and especially with the new revamped version of Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition, which gives you the Season Pass and everything you could possibly want in the game for about $40 now. So it would be cool to get more people in Star Wars Battlefront, playing it, the developers to continue to support the game with free DLCs at some points, as well as these double score weekends and free trial weekends, things like that, as we lead up to EA Star Wars Battlefront 2, the new trilogy. It's probably not going to be called that, but that's my guess at the moment because, you know, we don't really know nothing. Let me know down in the comment section below if you will be playing Star Wars Battlefront right the way through 2017 up to the launch of EA Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'll be playing it every now and again, but I imagine I probably will slow down as the game starts to slow down because there's not going to be as much to cover. I will be playing it for live streams and things like that though, so it will be more personalised videos the longer the game goes on. Smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to join the Aurora Alliance and be kept up to date with all things Star Wars. Other than that, may the Force be with you.